Poet, folklorist, essayist and translator A K Ramanujan died on 13 July 24 years ago. A multilingual writer, Ramanujan worked tirelessly in translation after translation to draw our attention to folktales, oral stories and literatures from classical Tamil, a language that is older than Sanskrit. In an interview published posthumously, he says, "My work in folklore represents the world of women and children. More or less unconsciously, I have decided not to talk about India through the Sanskrit texts, but through the mother tongue texts, both written and oral. India not as seen through some epic like the Ramayana, which privileges the male, but through folk epics, folk tales, which are told by women, by the non-literate part of the population." In 2008, the Akhil Bhartiya Vidyarthi Parishad, or the ABVP, took offence to the essay claiming that it hurt the sentiment of millions of Hindus. Well, I am a Hindu and I certainly find myself excluded from the millions that the ABVP claims to represent. So what does 300 Ramayanas say? It says that the Ramayana is a text that has been narrated multiple times across languages and cultures. And Valmiki's Sanskrit Ramayana is only one among those versions. Bengalis like me, for instance, are most likely to read Krittibashi Ramayana, composed by the 15th century Bengali poet Krittibasoja. We spoke to Bharati Jagannathan, who taught the essay when it was part of the Delhi University syllabus.
This particular essay actually is so important for us to understand how texts actually grow, evolve with time through different communities, and I really cannot think of a better example, having taught that paper for several years, as long as it existed. Now it's been replaced with the coming of the CBCS and all of that, but I really cannot think of a better example of to introduce students of any social science discipline to the way in which texts have to be read, and how a text is not a unitary thing, how a text actually has so many nuances, that the text actually changes, evolves from person to person, from teller to teller, from time to time, from society to society, from social group to social group. That, I think, would be the primary importance of this essay.
The Academic Council of Delhi University decided to drop the essay from their syllabus, despite the advice of a Supreme Court recommended panel of experts who spoke in favor of it.
Retellings of the Ramayana continue even till today. In our online journal Guftagu, for instance, we have published an essay by Geeta Hariharan on the Ramakeen, a retelling of the Ramayana in Thailand, and Vivek Narayanan's free translations from Valmiki's Ramayana into English.
In 1993, Ramanujan passed away suddenly on the operating table for a minor operation. In one of his essays, he fondly remembers his father. He says that his father dabbled both in astrology as well as astronomy. He was unable to find consistency in his father, but later he realized that consistency is something that his father did not really care about. So share some of your favorite A K Ramanujan poems and translations with us. Use the hashtag Remembering Ramanujan. You will also find links to Geeta Hariharan's essay on the Ramakeen, Vivek Narayanan's translations of the Ramayana, as well as the essay 300 Ramayanas in the description to this video. Let's remember A K Ramanujan. Let's reclaim Indian culture.